So wonderful to have all of you here. Some of you I've known for a long time, and others of you, it's the first time I've met you, but to have the family of support that we have for the Veterans Guest House is unbelievable. We're here to celebrate all of you and the support you have given to the Guest House to get us to this point in our history and this groundbreaking ceremony. As you can see, the ground is already pretty broken. But before I get into that, I'd like to acknowledge some people who are here with us this evening. We have representatives from all our congressional delegation who have all given me certificates of having done good, I guess. They're on display for afterwards. Senator Heller is represented by Mark Sutliff. Senator Cortez Masto is represented by Jennifer Crow and Carrie Dermick. I know Carrie's here. Tracy Soledad is here, or supposed to be. I'm sure she's on the run, to represent Congressman Amodei. We have with us our councilperson from Ward 3, Councilperson Oscar Delgado. Thanks for being here. Ron Smith was a last-minute fill-in for Mayor Martini. I just call him Gino, so I had to think about what his last name was. And Gino and this next individual, former Mayor Bob Cashell, have been with us for a long time, selling their lunches with 6 people at our radiothon, to Mayor Cashell telling me that they'd make the guy next door that had the dog that was barking during an event like this, that he'd call the dog catcher and get him over here. So, you guys are all really superb. There's one more really special guest that I want to introduce to you, and that's Mary Lee Fulkerson. She's the wife of Chuck Fulkerson, one of our founders. I know Mary Lee, that Chuck is up there watching over this project. I'll get through this, I will. As he has since the beginning of the guest house in the early 1990s, and I bet he probably has a tear in the corner of his eye and a huge smile. So thanks for being here as well. Would all the veterans in the crowd please raise their hands and let us acknowledge all that they've done for our country. One of those veterans is somebody I'd like to do a special shout out to. I only found out about her in the last few days. And that's a young woman by the name of Nina DeVore. Nina, would you raise your hand? And I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but Nina is 99 years old. Which in itself is a significant accomplishment. I hope I get a little bit further on that road. But even more significant is the fact that she's a veteran who was a lieutenant in the Navy Waves in World War II. So God bless you, and I'm so glad you're here this evening. Well, the state of Nevada and I are having a challenge. It all started in the early 1990s when veterans decided that they wanted to help fellow veterans who they had found sleeping in their cars in the VA parking lot. The motto of our founders was never again on our watch. From the purchase of a 1935 brick bungalow with 4 to 5 beds, affectionately referred to as the Spouse House, and hosting the first guest on December 14th, 1994, to the construction of the replacement house that you see to my left in 2004 that have 12 beds, to the addition of a second house that was right here and had 5 beds in 2012. The men and women who have shepherded this little house that could have that motto as their guiding light, making sure that U.S. military veterans needing medical care had a safe and supportive environment in which to lay their head at night and not to have to worry about the financial demands of finding lodging, has been the goal and continues to be the goal of the Veterans Guest House. Those people who have shepherded this project have also made sure that the families of these veterans are cared for. To date, the guest house has served nearly 75,000 nights of lodging. The original house provided 800 to 900 bed nights annually. to show you how the need has grown. As of today, in 2017, we have provided 4,000 guest nights of lodging to our veterans and their families in the first 8 months of this year. We have a number of our guests here with us tonight, so I hope you get to visit with them. These people are why we are here, and they are where the rubber really meets the road for the Veterans Guest House. So would our guests raise their hands a chat? Don't be shy. Ron's back there. Okay, they're the ones. I can tell you how wonderful this place is, but they're the people who really understand it. So please do talk with them when you get a chance. This evening we're looking to the future and celebrating the groundbreaking of a new building that's finally becoming a reality. A dream of many, this new house will be nearly 12,000 square feet and will connect to the existing house. So use your imagination and take a little stroll with me to what you're going to see next spring on this site. Behind me will be a single-story house, the single-story part of the building. Walk with me across the patio and into the beautiful dining room. A dining room that everybody who's staying with us has a seat at. Unlike today where people get to put their meal on their lap and try to eat it, okay? The dining room has a 13-foot high ceiling, so it's going to be a marvelously warm and inviting room. To your left, there's a double kitchen. Straight ahead through the dining room is into the living room, which will front onto Taylor. In there, our guests can go and relax, watch television, do a puzzle, the things they do today, but in a much bigger piece of property. As we move to our left down a hallway, we have a wonderful reception desk. So those of you who've been frustrated when you come to visit and have to ring the doorbell and wait for us to get there, the doors will be open during working hours, and we'll have a reception desk there with volunteers filling it. If you take another left down the hallway on the first floor, there's 4 rooms. And these are all ADA compliant rooms, so 8 beds there. And there's an elevator before you head down that hallway, takes you up to the 2nd floor, where there are 4 more rooms. They're not totally ADA compliant, but they are, to the extent we can do that, we've made some accommodations. In addition, there'll be 5 single rooms. We have tried to address the many issues that face our veterans and their families in the design of this new house. But the main thing we are doing is making sure that it continues to be a home built with a lot of love and kindness and a concern for those who have served our country and the families that have supported them. This is what brings me to all of you. You and others who were not able to attend this evening are the ones that have made this possible. I want you all to know that you are loved and treasured and will be for many years to come. Making this a reality, this dream a reality, are some wonderful people that we have been working with and who we are counting on to build the home I just described. H&K Architects, I know Max is back there in the back. Max, raise your hand. Max Hirschnow is one of the partners, owners. He's extraordinaire. He's been with us since the first napkin scratch that we did. His input has been invaluable and will continue to be as we go forward, if I don't frustrate him too badly. CFA Inc., represented by Bob LaRiviere, is here. Bob's been with us for a long, long time, helping us. He's been providing engineering services and helping us work with the city to ensure that what we designed would meet the City of Reno's building permit requirements. And last but not least is our Clark Sullivan Construction Company, who's our general contractor. And representing them this evening, there's a number of individuals here, but BJ Sullivan is here, Jarrett Rosenau is here. Where did Jarrett, come on Jarrett, don't be shy. You're a president now. Our superintendent, Mario Lawarn, I just call him Mario because he's so cute. Hi, Mario. I got to learn about that thing on the kids thing, Mario. Anyway, and our project manager, Doris Kelly, and are going to bring this project in on time and under budget, right? Right. Okay. At this time, I'd like to introduce Donna Johnson, one of our guests, who has agreed to share her story with all of you. So, Donna, come on forward.
Hi guys, I'm Donna Johnson. I've been staying here now for a couple of years. I came down with cancer, which I was going through treatment. My husband came with me, at which time he ended up in the hospital. I ended up with my daughter and my granddaughter here to take care of me and to make sure I got to my treatments. I'm not the only one. There are several that are here going through treatments that are very important that they are here and have the opportunity to do this. My husband has been in the hospital since September 20th of last year, undergoing from leg losses to kidney failure to whatnot else. And it's just been a blessing for me to be here. I have actually been able to be there for moral support for him. And in the same sentence, being here myself makes him feel much better because he knows I'm safe. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I want you to know that it's not just for vets. It's for their families. If you have someone who is a vet that is in the hospital, you are welcome to stay here as well. I am not a vet. I was able to stay here with my husband to go through the cancer treatment. So I just want to say thank you to everybody because it's amazing. And we are becoming a great family around here. Those of us that do get the opportunity to stay here, help each other as much as we possibly can and make everybody feel safe and secure and comfortable being here. My husband said a while ago, we build puzzles. We do build puzzles. I may start them, someone else finishes them, or vice versa. But it gives us a way to ease our mind and get our mind off of everything else. It's a very big thank you to everybody. It's definitely a blessing. Thank you.
Donna and Mike are from Winnemucca, in case you wanted to know. So, that's a long trek if you had to come in and day out or whatever, or the cost of staying in a hotel. Now it's time to do some celebrating. We've talked about us, we've talked about our history. The guest house board and staff are going to start passing out champagne and sparkling cider. But I need to thank a number of people before that happens and invite some people to come forward to participate in the official groundbreaking. A donor who isn't here tonight is one who I have to first and foremost talk about. It's a donor who shared our vision and helped us do much of the work that has led up to today, and that's an anonymous donor. The donor not only supported us with the first $1 million capital campaign contribution for this project, but has been the supporter that paid for the refurbishment of the second house, provided the funds to buy the other house that was torn down. It was yellow, it was ugly, it's gone. It had carpeting on all four walls in the basement, and I don't want to tell you about that. Anyway, we also, because of this donor, were able to buy the next lot over, and we have designed this building so that if in the future we have to expand, we have the property to in fact go further. We also at one point decided we couldn't get the house that way, so we'd go across the alley. So some of you have seen me dodging into that little house over there, and she bought us that one as well. And so we're using it right now for my office until we can turn it back into a rental. All in all, the financial support that this donor has given us has been astronomical. But more importantly, the guidance and the emotional support that has been provided has been priceless. The next group I want to talk about is a group called the Nevada Military Support Alliance. The Alliance has been supportive for many years for so many wonderful projects that support our veterans throughout Nevada. The state and our veterans are lucky to have such a dedicated group. The Nevada Military Support Alliance reached out to us and partnered with us and said they would raise $1 million toward this project. And to date, they have raised the majority of those funds. Scott's got a big grin on, which he should have on, as does Teresa and Dan. So today, if you'd step forward, Scott Bensing of the Alliance, and Dan Morgan stepped up with him, who's a member. Scott is the chair of the Military Alliance, and Dan is their vice chair now. Dan is also going to be representing the Ingolstadt Family Foundation, who is providing a significant support to this project. Raquel Waters, I almost called. That was that? Yeah, for a little Freudian there. Raquel Waters is here today representing the William Pennington Foundation, who provided a very generous $900,000 grant to us to make sure this project goes forward. So Raquel, come on up, join the crowd. The next two individuals are Bob and Joan Sebo, who are sitting up here in front. They visited with me back in about 2011, 2012, I don't remember for sure. And they wanted to know about the guest house. They were looking to do something for veterans. And about, 2 weeks later, they called me and they said, Noreen, we decided you guys were doing just fine and you didn't need our help right now. I went, I'm sad. But Joan sends great jokes. And so at the end of the day, I always have a joke from Joan. So we've stayed in touch. And recently, Joan and Bob stepped forward and gave us $500,000 toward this project. This is a couple who has done so much for so many, and in particular, they've done a lot for veterans all over the country. The remaining individuals that will be on the official groundbreaking team will be our board president, Terry Thull, our vice president and my engineer extraordinaire, Monk Mann. He's just got a hard hat on, so I didn't recognize him. And they said I could be up there too. So that's what you're stuck with. After we throw the first shovel of dirt, feel free to enjoy some refreshments that are on the other side and visit, and we will organize some additional photos. So if you want to get your photo taken with a shovel and a hard hat, we're going to accommodate you. I need to thank some people who have made all of this come together. The UNRROTC cadets are out and about. You probably saw them when you were parking, and they've been setting up, and they'll take down later tonight. And you know, we had a last-minute connection, and they had people right like that coming to help the Veterans Guest House. Clark and Sullivan personnel, I mean, they're out power washing things for us. This was a construction site earlier today, and trust me, it looked like that. And they told me they'd put the Santa huts downwind, so thank you. And we can't do any of this without my wonderful board and my wonderful staff. So they have name tags on, so please tell them all thank you. And a photographer, my fellow Rotarian Mike Black, who told me he'd do this. He says, Noreen, the light's horrible. I said, but you do wonderful work, so go for it. And he's still having challenges with me. But all of you, and most of all, thank you all for coming. And so before we throw that first shovel of dirt, does everybody have champagne or cider? I'm going to introduce Terry Thull, our president of our board, as soon as everybody can tell me, anybody who doesn't have a glass yet. We have some other people here. Lisa Howard is here from the Grand Poobah over at the VA Medical Center. We've got some people here from the Department of Veteran Services. You know, one of the things, they're starting construction on a veteran's home, a nursing home. And one of the supports for what we're doing is that we can support the families who visit their loved ones at that home.
Thank you very much. Today is a momentous occasion as we break ground for the expansion of the Veterans Guest House. Thank you all who helped make this day possible. Our dream is becoming reality with this magnificent expansion. Together we will be able to serve veterans and their families today, tomorrow, and years to come. Cheers.